Hi, anyone and everyone. This is Kim, the Humble Hermit from Come As You Are Oracle. I'm going to do a collective oracle for today, Wednesday, November 6th, 2024. You may follow me on the book, the Insta, the Talk, or the Tube, or not. Totally up to you. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If it doesn't fit, don't make it fit. If some of it fits, fabulous. We're happy for you. If some of it does not, please just leave it on the table for someone else. We just don't want you taking on energy that wasn't meant for you. We're going to be using Ginger Mama, her deck of cards. I think she just has the one. I haven't looked at her shop and all that jazz in a long time, honestly. I probably should. But she's on TikTok. I think she has like a link tree or a link to a website or something like that. You can actually buy the cards from there. I would assume she would still have them for sale. We got one on the table. Two on the table. Ooh, 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 ooh. Eek. How's everybody doing the day after Election Day? I hope everybody's good. And before you make any comments, I voted blue. If you voted red, fabulous. Good for you. It doesn't bother me one way or the other. That's why we all have the freedom to vote. Did I say boat? I mean, I wish I had a boat. That's the reason why we all have the freedom to vote. And I think, as I said on my Facebook just a little bit ago, I said I would hope that we would all agree, blue or red, that we just want the best for each other. I would hope. Love thy neighbor, right? Just saying. We all have to live here. We all have to live through the human experience very similar ways. So no one is any better or worse than anybody else. Better or worse? Better or less than? Maybe. Maybe I should just stop with the speeches. I guess. No, I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it because I don't want to start shit. I really don't. Like, it doesn't matter. And you want me to be brutally honest. And I think I talked to you guys before, like, in the last election with Biden and Clinton and Trump, and I can't remember who else ran. I voted for Biden, but I didn't really like any of them. Just like I voted for Kamala Harris, but I don't really like her either. And I think part of the problem with government is we don't have choices. A two-party system? Who thought that was a good idea? Because I think now it's a little outdated. And I think it's really sad that there are actually real people out there that want to do good for our country, and they run, and they find the means to run, but they don't get elected because they're neither blue nor red. And I think that's a shame. I think that's a lot of wasted talent that happens in the U.S. through voting. Because in my opinion, like I said, I don't really think there should be a two system voting thing like that. Like, again, I didn't want to vote for Trump. I didn't want to vote for Kamala Harris. I felt like I had to, and it shouldn't be that way. I'm just saying. It's just like when I voted, or wasn't Clinton that ran against Trump the first time and then he won, right? Wasn't that it? See, I didn't want to vote for her then either. I felt like I had to. I'm not a Clinton fan. I didn't like Bill Clinton. I don't like her. I don't like Trump. I don't really like Biden. I don't like Kamala Harris. Again, I feel like there's a lot of hidden talent out there that gets shat on because they're not blue and they're not red. And to me, that's just a shame. It's just a shame. Because I think our country deserves better, in all honesty. That being said, I don't care if you voted red. I still love you anyway. A lot of my friends voted red. It doesn't bother me. Hell, I don't. Did I talk about it this morning when I did affirmations? I don't think I talked about it. I was talking to a lot of millennial kids yesterday at work, and they're not voting. They didn't vote. They weren't going to vote. So who are all these millennial kids and all these whatever age kids that supposedly were getting out to vote? Because nobody I knew went out to vote. They were all like, no, I don't want to vote. I don't think I'm going to vote. They don't need my vote. What? What? Explain it to me like I'm an idiot. Let's get this. I wasted 6 minutes ranting about the election. Oh. I want to say something, but I don't want to cause a riot out there. I saw something on TikTok that they technically could get Biden to like declare incompetency or something so Kamala Harris can take over. But what does that do? Does that mean that she gets to sit for 4 years and Trump's is null and void? I don't understand what that even means. I don't know. I thought that was a little odd to me. Because I'm also going to just say this. I'm just going to throw it out there. I feel like if that were to take place and that would happen, I mean, Trump would just run again in another 4 years. So I don't really see. I mean, don't get me wrong. I feel like in another 4 years, he would probably be as far gone as Biden. And I would hope people would not vote him into office because he's already kind of gone right now, in my opinion. But like, what would the difference be? like to me, I don't see the. I don't know. Whatever. 8 minutes now talking about the election. We're gonna stop. We got 6 cards on the table. And you don't need to get in the if you're a red person, fabulous. You don't need to get into the comments making fun of me for being blue. I voted for Bush. Twice. No, once. I think the first time he ran, I wasn't old enough, or maybe I just didn't vote because I was an idiot. But I voted for Bush. I will vote for anyone that I think will do our country good. That's all I want. Some good for this slab of earth. That's all I want. I don't care if you're a man, woman, black, white. I don't give a shit. Let's do 2 more shuffles. Shit. I messaged my friend earlier and she just answered me. Okay. Not really happy with that last card, but Top of the deck is spring, earth sign. Earth sign is a Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus. Okay, wait a minute. Okay, I don't know. Ginger Mama, what the heck? She has an addiction card that I never noticed, and at the bottom it says substance use, and it has a picture of like stuff on there. I mean, it's probably like powdered sugar, but still, I can't show that on here. Even I know that. Freaking YouTube would be like, what the? We got Crossroads, Sleepless Nights. Oh, I just noticed that. Family. Look to the sky. Air sign. Air sign is Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. We got reinforcements. We got faith. And we've got desire, bottom of the deck. All right. We only have 7 cards out here. That's fine. I kind of wanted a little more with the back end of this reading, but actually it's not that bad. Okay, stop messaging me already. Jesus. Yeah, I'm probably going to start doing that from now on. I mean, I do it when I see dead animals on the road, so why wouldn't I do it when I say... All right. So, someone is at a crossroads in their life. This person is having a lot of sleepless nights. They feel like they're being pressured to make a decision. It's like they've come to this point where they realize they can't keep going on the way that they're going on. With the family card, it says support. I think this person is heavily relied upon for support. I was just going to say relied upon, but all of a sudden I just said heavily. Sorry, I washed my hair earlier, so now it's all funky. And it feels really dry. What's that about? Yeah. Now, they being relied upon by family, this could be like their actual family. Okay. It could be anybody in their family. It could be someone that has children. It could be someone that's heavily relied upon by a friend, a lover, a spouse, an ex-spouse. This person is concerned for themselves and not in like not in like an ego driven way, not like in a selfish way. Like this person is really concerned that like they can't do this anymore. And it's because they feel like they are giving up so much of themselves to take care of others. Like, who are they? Like, when do they get to have a life? When do they get to have a say? I just heard, when do they get to spend the money? Again, I think this person is looking at an air sign. They're watching an air sign. So again, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. This person with the reinforcements card is looking at them for spirituality, for like life coaching, basically. This person sees that this air sign is very humble with the humility. This is spiritual aid, humility. They see that this person is very humble and they're recognizing that maybe there's another way for them. This when I say that this person is concerned for themselves, not in a selfish way, not in an ego way, an ego driven way, that doesn't mean that at one point this person wasn't ego driven. They probably were. But whenever they started watching this air sign, it's like they recognize that their life may have taken a turn that they didn't expect, that at one point they did enjoy, that they did favor, they liked their life, and according to them it was going good. But now this person is looking at this other person, this air sign, and they're like, there's a different way? Like there was a big question in their mind. Like, I can live like this? With the faith card, this person wants to surrender to like a healing journey, and they might already technically be on that healing journey. I think the issue is just with the fact that they feel like they have to support this family connection. Now, and we'll talk more about that in a second. With the desire card, past passion connection, whoever this air sign is, they're teaching this person about life, like life lessons. Okay, that reminds me of Music Molly where she says love muffins, life lessons. Oh my god, I can't even with myself. I'm such a nerd. Um with this air sign, not only are they getting life lessons, but they feel a connection to this person. And there is, with the desire, with the passion, there is something romantic there blooming. I, whoever this air sign is with the faith and surrender card, look at all that light. And look at the air sign card. There's just a lot of light. And the sky is nice and blue and the clouds are white, right? Like whoever this air sign is, this person looks at them, I want to say pure, but not like not like angel pure. Um I mean, I don't necessarily look at angels as being pure because angels will do what they have to, in the name of God, for God. But pure's not really the right word. Well, I know this. They think that the air sign has a lot of light. Like this person exhibits a lot of signs of being enlightened. Therefore, like when they look at this person, they might look at this person and like if it was sunny out and I had like the light shining behind me, somebody would be like, "Oh, like you're all lit up." But in reality, this person, this air sign, is probably just glowing technically, just because, or they seem like they're glowing to someone, to people, because they're happy. They're probably at a good place in their life. They're probably exactly where they want to be, doing exactly what they want to do. And whoever this person is that's watching them is feeling inspired. This person is feeling inspired. Again, this family, this like I support a family. I don't, cuz I'm not really getting like like negative, like, but then again, so when I look at this picture, right, of this couple, they look like they would be a couple. It says family support. I feel like it's the opposite for this person. I feel like they support this family, these people, a person, take how it resonates. But I feel like it's not like this for them. I feel like it's not a happy home. So, like, if this is someone taking care of a parent, it's not that they don't want to take care of their parent, it's just that they don't get to experience much else and they feel unfulfilled. If this is someone that's taking care of, like, a wife and some kids, their kids, I should say, um, or, well, maybe they're taking care of someone else's children. I don't know. Um, we'll talk about that in a second. But if this is someone taking care of like a spouse and their children, they might feel like they might have felt proud at the beginning, like, oh, my wife stays at home, my husband stays at home, they take care of the kids, I bring home the bacon. And again, it doesn't matter, feminine, masculine, it doesn't matter. But now they feel like it's a burden. Like, all I do is work, all I do is come home, I'm tired, I eat, I go to bed, I do it all over again. Saturday and Sunday, when I'm off, I mow the lawn, I do dishes, I do laundry, I talk to the kids for like 10 minutes, and then I sleep, or I take a nap, or like whoever this person is, like they recognize that the way that their family their family situation is transpiring, they're not fulfilled. Now, whether or not they figure out a way to fulfill themselves within the family and stay with their spouse and with their kids, I'm take how that resonates. Like, I mean, I was with my ex-husband for 11 years. We were married for 7 of them. I was unfulfilled. I left. Some people don't leave. Some people stick it out. Some people make it work. Some people are happy. Some people end up being really unhappy. It's kind of a mixed bag. Now, I said if this person is supporting like a spouse and children that aren't theirs. So first off, let me just say this. If you get involved with a person, man or woman, and you end up marrying them, or you make some type of commitment to this person, to say that those children aren't your responsibility is kind of naive. Um, and in reality, I would hope that most people getting into a relationship with someone that already has kids, that you would welcome those kids into your life, that you would want to be a part of those kids' lives, whether you're really, the father figure, the mother figure, or not. That being said, I also understand the other side of it. My ex-husband had his son with his ex-wife. Um, and I liked his son for the most part, but there were some times where I saw his mother in him, and his mother is, yeah. I don't wish her any ill will or anything like that, but she was not very nice to my ex-husband through their divorce and through their marriage, honestly. Um, and that's probably why when we got divorced, like, I tried to be as how do you say it? I want to say giving, but that's not it. That's really not the right word. I wanted to be as cooperative as possible towards him. Like, I wanted to make sure he had whatever he needed, because I was the one that instigated the divorce. I was the one that was unhappy. I was the one that was ready to leave. So when we got divorced, I pretty much let him have whatever he wanted, within reason. Like, like I had furniture that was my mother's, my grandmother's. I took that with me when we divorced. But like, if he wanted something and I didn't really want it, like, why am I going to fight over it? Like, I don't want it. Like, you can have it. And I think I've told you guys a long time ago, probably the beginning of the year, um, we used to have a Lego collection that was beyond. I had Lego sets that I had from before I met him. And when we were separating, I sold probably like 70, 75%, maybe more of those sets of Legos or Lego, I should say, um, on Marketplace for cash. Um, and I made quite a nice chunk of change. And again, most of them were my sets because I had a lot of sets that were worth a lot of money before him and I met. And I asked him, because when we figured out how much we were going to get for the sale of the house, I asked, he wasn't going to get much because I was the one that put in all my money into the house. He put in nothing. And I wanted my money back, and he agreed to that. But he wasn't going to get much back from the sale of the house. So I asked him, how much money of my Lego money do you want? Like, I will give it to you. Okay, now I sold all these sets. My pride and joy that I had been collecting for years and years. And he gave me a number, and I said, okay. I said, I will count out the money and I will leave it for you tomorrow. And I did. And I still had a nice chunk of change from the sale of the Lego. And the Lego that we had left, he took. I'm like, you can take it. You can figure it out. You can sell it, you know? Um, and he did end up getting a little bit more from the sale of the house than we thought because we ended up getting more overall, just based on closing costs and all that jazz. But yeah, I tried to make sure he was taken care of as best I could when we separated and divorced, because I knew that his first marriage did not put him in that position at all, and I was not going to leave him like that. I refused. I'm a nice person. I'm a decent human being, and overall, I will still always love him even if I'm not in love with him. So I would never like take everything and be like, haha, sucker, you don't get anything. And some people told me I was crazy because I didn't want his 401k. I didn't, we were married 7 years. I didn't ask for a dime. I didn't want it. And I think he was a little surprised, and I said no. I said as long as you don't take mine, I'm not taking yours. And he had a hell of a lot more than I had. So uh yeah. Yeah. My point is, after the rant, my point is, if you get involved with someone that has kids and you know that you're going to have no interest in them, you're not going to have any heart for them, you're not going to make any emotional mental space for them, then maybe you shouldn't get involved with someone with kids. Like I said, I was on the other side too, where I felt a connection and then I didn't. And I think that went back and forth for a while. But I think a lot of that for me stemmed from the way my ex-husband was treated by his son and by his ex-wife. And I did not care for it. I didn't care for it at all. And she always tried to make sure that I had as little to do with him as possible, their son. So I was already on the outs anyway. I was already on the outside looking in. And it's not like I ever expected my opinion to counter anything, but it always irked me that, and you can call this childish all you want, but it always irked me that, like, I wasn't allowed to say anything about this kid. I wasn't allowed to really be in their life. I wasn't even really technically supposed to spend time with him most of the time, especially when he was younger, because she didn't want that. But then when something did happen and they needed something, like they would come to me and it would be like, oh, my son needs, this, that, and the other. Okay, figure it out. What do I look like? A money bank? It's not my job to take care of your kid. It's your job to take care of your kid. And yeah, we were married, but I don't get to spend time with your kid. I don't get to hang out with your kid. Go get a second job and figure out how to pay for your kid. It kind of gives off that energy too. Like whoever this is, if they're supporting, like if they got hooked up with someone that had kids and they're supporting this person, maybe they don't work, maybe they only work part-time, maybe they don't make a lot of money, and they feel like they're supporting this spouse and these children that aren't theirs. Maybe they're just getting tired because like maybe I don't know how to say it. Like they thought that there was going to be equal give and take, equal support, and they didn't realize when they got into the situation that they were going to be relied upon so heavily that it would become a burden to them. I mean, in all honesty, that was the main reason why I left my ex-husband. Like I literally felt like I was doing everything. And I know I've had men come for me in comments before when I've said that. But I mean, when I say I literally felt like I was doing everything, I literally felt like I was doing everything. I worked full time. I paid most of the bills, most of them, because up until the year before we got separated and divorced, he was still paying child support, which is quite a few bucks compared to, what he was making and what he was bringing home after the child support. So I was paying for pretty much everything for the most part. Juggling, juggling and struggling, as I call it. I was taking care of the house, cleaning, laundry, dishes. I would work 10, 12-hour days and I would come home and he would ask me what was for dinner. And there were I think 2 summers, where I even had to do all the outdoor stuff because he had surgery and he couldn't mow the lawn, he couldn't take care of the yard, all that jazz. So there were times when I was literally doing everything. And it just got to the point where I felt burdened. I felt like I couldn't anymore. I didn't feel like a wife or a lover. I felt like a mother. Uh, Whoever this person is, I feel like they have similar feelings. Like they just feel like they give and they give and they give and they don't get a lot back. Mm. Okay. I just heard for some they just get back sex. I mean, sex is great, but it's not gonna pay the bills. It's not gonna put food on the table for the family. It's not gonna get you an oil change on your car every 6 months. Like sex is great, but if that's the only payment you got, if that's the only contribution you got, that gets old after a while. I mean, let's think about this here. Let's have a discussion, okay? Let's have a little discussion. Another little discussion. I'm not going to give you numbers cuz I don't know numbers and I don't know statistics. But we all know that couples come together out there, they form families, they get married, they have children. They have the cute little house, they have the dog, they have the cat. They have 2 cars since the beginning of time. Sometimes both people work. Sometimes just the man works. Sometimes just the woman works. People don't typically cheat on a spouse because they're not getting sex. Now, don't get me wrong. Sometimes they do. Sometimes they do. But let me just throw this out here, and I'm going to be gender specific. I'm going to be gender specific. You can say all you want all day that men will go out and cheat on their wives because they're not getting sex at home. But typically, stereotypically, men will cheat on a woman, cheat with a woman that is the opposite of what their wife is. So if their wife is stay at home, Susie homemaker, has the children, makes the dinners, cleans the house, does the laundry, this man goes out into the world and sees all these working women, all these women that go out and provide for themselves, possibly still live at home with their parents and help their parents, or they're working and they're engaged, or they're married and they're getting ready to have their children, but they're out there working. And it's kind of like, well, you can work, so why doesn't my wife work? Should I maybe tell my wife to work? You know, people's minds expand and open up, and they realize, well, why is, Susie sitting at home when we could both be working and bringing in the money, and maybe I wouldn't have to work so hard and I wouldn't be so burdened. And then they're looking at these women like, oh wow, you go home and take care of your parents, but you also work and you do this and that and the other, and you have friends and you have a life and you do this. And it's like, that's interesting. I want to chat with this person. I want to get to know this person. They start talking. They find them interesting. Something progresses, possibly leads to an affair. They cheat. Typically, a person cheats because there's something missing. And it usually is not sex. It usually is something else. Because this person is not happy with whatever this family connection is, whatever they got going on with this family. They are giving all the support and they are getting none in return. Or they feel like they're not getting any in return. And when they look at this air sign, first off, this person is encouraging them to be a better human. And second, this person is attracted to them, feels a connection to them. And yeah, it could be sexual, it could be passion, it could be desire, yes. But because there's some type of inspiration there's also a lot of mental and emotional. And maybe this person doesn't get that with their family. If this is someone that has a spouse, whether they have their own kids or they're taking care of someone else's kids, if they're with this other person, maybe they're not feeling an emotional or mental connection. Maybe for them, all it is sex. Again, they're going to look elsewhere for that mental, emotional connection. I'm going to leave it there because it's been 40 minutes of me jabbering. But whoever this person is, I think ultimately they're going to leave whatever this family situation is. Because there's definitely unhappiness there. Like they don't want to stay somewhere that they're like, whereas before they recognized they were unhappy, but they were like, no, you made this commitment, you need to stay, you need you need to live here for the rest of your life. This person is now looking at this other person and realizing, like, I can't do this. Like, this is gonna unalive me. Like, I'm gonna lose myself. Like, I can't. Like, this person gets it. So they have a decision to make, like, when am I going to say something? When am I going to get a lawyer? When am I going to, move out? How am I going to pay? Like, this person's going to have to get a job, like, cuz I can't pay for my household and their household, and if this is someone that's married to someone and these kids aren't theirs, they're not responsible for those kids. If this other person isn't working, they're going to have to go and get a job. Like, you got kids to support. Again, feminine, masculine, it doesn't matter. I'm pretty sure unless you actually legally adopt them, and even if your name is on a birth certificate, if you feel like somebody's not your kid, all you have to do is have a DNA test to put that to rest. I'm just saying. I'm going to leave it there. I hope it resonated. I hope you found it entertaining. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope everybody is having a great hump day. I think mine was pretty good. I bought a little twinkle tree today for Christmas decor and a cute little dia, because I love dia. All right, I'm going to talk to you guys later. Have a good evening.